All right, so getting this going. I didn't have any twine, so I had to use some skewers. This is a pork butt. I got it rubbed down, got the probe inserted, got it set for 250. I'm gonna close the lid on it. All right, so we got it going in here. It's gonna probably take about 8 hours. I'm gonna leave it down at 250 till it gets to 160 degrees. When it gets to 160 degrees, I'm going to wrap it completely. I've got to go get some more pellets. I didn't realize, but usually I can fill this whole thing up and it's about 6 hours worth of pellets and it's almost full. So because this is going to be on for 8 or 9 hours, probably four or 5 hours to get it up to temp. And then once I wrap it, it's going to be another couple hours to get it to 205. So right now we're just going to set it and go on about our day. It is 10:25 in the morning. So hopefully we'll be eating this thing at, it's like 43 degrees. Hopefully we'll be eating this thing tonight. We're gonna be eating pulled pork sandwiches at about 7 o'clock. So I'll check back. Okay, so here we are. It got to an internal temperature of 160. I pulled it off. I'm gonna remove, well, I might have to turn the camera off. I'm gonna remove these. I'm gonna add just a tiny little bit of barbecue sauce. This is a sauce that I'm gonna be putting on the sandwiches. I'm gonna put just a little bit of that on there. Then I'm gonna wrap it up in this paper and put it back on. I'm gonna stick the probe in through the paper so that we can get it back on the grill until it gets to an internal of 205. It's plenty moist. I'm not gonna put the sauce on it because I'm necessarily trying to add moisture. I'm just wanting to add like depth of flavor and have some more flavor besides just the dry rub. And a lot of people also, they spritz it with, the whole time they're putting like apple cider vinegar on it or apple juice or all kind. I haven't done any of the juice or anything like that, so now's a good time for me to put that on there, wrap it up, and I'm gonna get it back on the grill. All right, here it is back on the grill. It's wrapped up. I've got the temperature probe back into it. Got a little bit of sauce on there, wrapped up nice and tight. The wrap made about 3 layers. I rolled it 3 times, so it's about 3 layers deep. It says to use foil. I'm using this because it's what I had, but anyways, we're going to shut the lid. Hopefully it takes about 2 more hours to finish. All right, so after I wrapped it, I let it get to 160 and the pit was at 250. That took about, I'm gonna say 10:30, I guess is when we started it, to 4:30. And then wrapped it up, put it back on there. After an hour, it wasn't climbing fast enough, so I upped the pit to 350 from 250, and then it really got up there. So it only took another, it's 6:35 right now, so in the last hour it went ahead and got up to 205. I pulled it off there, and it's been sitting here for about 10 minutes. And we're gonna see if it'll pull apart. I don't have those, I don't have the deals that pull it apart. You know what? I'm just gonna do this. I don't know what I'm thinking here. I did put some barbecue sauce in there. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it. It's falling apart if I try to grab it or anything, but yikes, it's hot. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna pull this off, mix it up, and then I'm gonna give my family the option of either trying this. This is more of like, I guess, a lot more vinegar and mustard based, and then the old standby, sweet and spicy. But I made some coleslaw up earlier. It's been marinating all day, and then I've got some pickled red onions I might put on mine. But slap it on a hamburger bun. I'm gonna make some pulled pork sandwiches out of it, and I don't know. I don't think you can really mess it up. Tastes like pulled pork. So overall, that was 8 hours. 8 hours from start to finish. About 6 of that was without the wrap, and then the last 2 hours was wrapped up in there. And I will say this, I picked it up with the tongs after it had got to a 160 internal. It was firm. It was held together. I pulled these skewers out that were holding it together. And the good thing about it is I was able to get seasoning up inside there. So that pork butt was, I trimmed the fat off of it and put seasoning in every nook and cranny that I could, and then I skewered it together. After 6 hours at 250, got up to 160 internal, and it was firm. You could pick it up and it wouldn't fall apart. Now, even trying to pick up these little pieces, I can't even grab it without it coming apart. So it's impossible to pick up now. And that was just going from, in the last 2 hours of finishing it in the paper, just going from 160 internal to about 205. It was actually, when I went out there, I think it was like 207 or 208 or something like that. And I know it'll climb. I went ahead and unwrapped it pretty quick because I know it'll just sit there and climb and climb and climb. But so what I'm gonna do is pull it all, let everybody build their own sandwich the way they want, pick their own sauce in there, and it ought to make a pretty good sandwich. So thanks.